Hello, I'm Abby from Sutton Schoolswork. Welcome to our assemblies online. Each week we're going to be sharing a Bible story, a thought about what it means for Christians, a few questions for you to think about, and a challenge for the week ahead. So, are you sitting comfortably? Let's begin. So far this term, we have thought about love and joy. Can you work out what this week's assembly is about? Here are some clues. Our assembly theme this term is the fruits of the Spirit. We're thinking about the qualities we would like to have in our lives and how we can show them towards other people. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Today's assembly is all about peace. Christians believe that peace comes from God. Before Jesus went to heaven to be with God, he spoke these words to his followers to encourage them. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Let's hear today's Bible story.
Ever since he killed the giant Goliath and people started to cheer David on, King Saul had become very, very jealous. He was jealous that David was becoming more popular than him, jealous that he was becoming more powerful. David had to be stopped. King Saul had already thrown spears at David, and now he was hunting him down, and he was going to find him and finish him off. He'd had word that David and some of his men were camped by the hill at Hikala. So he set off with an army of 3,000 men, and this time Saul was going to get David. Now David had a small group of friends who were helping to save him from King Saul. And when David heard that King Saul was nearby, David went out and had a look for himself. There they all were. He could see King Saul. He could also see Abner, the commander of the king's army. Both men were fast asleep far away in the land of Nod, dreaming of butterflies and ponies. Fast asleep, and around them were the army, all of the soldiers. Nobody was going to find it easy to get to Saul. But David thought that he had a plan. He could get to Saul, but not on his own. He'd need one of his men to come with him. So he went back to his camp to find out who was brave enough to join him. It's definitely him. I've seen him. It's King Saul. He's there in the middle of the camp, sleeping like a baby. Any of you lot fancy coming down with me to take a closer look? It was Abishai, one of David's closest friends, whose hand shot up first of all. "I'll come with you, David," said Abishai. "I'd like to turn King Saul's sweet dreams into nightmares." And together, the two men set off. Quietly, and without making a single sound, both David and Abishai set off for King Saul's camp. They tippy-toed past all of the sleeping soldiers, trying not to wake them up, until at last, there he was, King Saul, fast asleep. Both men watched King Saul gently snoring. He was snoring one of those tuneful, whistly snores. Looking down at him all tucked up snugly in bed, you wouldn't have guessed how horrible this man had been to David in his past. There by his side was his toothbrush, his strawberry flavoured toothpaste, a jug of water, and there by his head his spear. The same spear that he'd used to try to kill David in the past. Abishai had seen the way that David had lived in fear of this man for years and years, and now he saw that this was the chance to finish him once and for all. "David," he said urgently, "David, why don't we do it? The spear, I'll use the king's spear, one good strike, and we don't have to worry about this man ever again." David looked down at the sleeping king, and then he looked back at Abishai, and he said, No, we can't do it. It was God who chose this man to be king. We can't lay a hand on him. Look, this is our chance to make peace with him forever. We'll leave him sleeping. We'll just take his jug, we'll take his spear, and then we'll go back to camp. And that's what they did. They grabbed the king's spear, they grabbed the water jug, and as quietly as they'd come, the two men returned back to their own camp. The next morning, David shouted down at King Saul's camp, "Hello, Commander Abner, can you hear me? Hello, you and your soldiers, you're not very good at your job, are you?" Saul's soldiers looked up the hill. Who on earth was this shouting at them? Who was this man telling them that they were no good at their jobs? And then the voice came again. "You're not very good at your job because your job is to guard the king and to make sure that nobody attacks him. And I'll ask you to have a look round and see if you can find the king's favourite water jug and the spear that was by his head. Can you see them? Of course you can't." It was then that the king realised who'd been calling from the top of the hill. David, is that you? David, please forgive me. I now know how badly I've been treating you, and I promise from now on I will never ever act badly towards you. Let's try again, the two of us. Let's be friends once more. And hearing that, David left the king's water jug and the king's spear on top of the mound. And King Saul went back home, and David went on his way. The two men living once more in peace.
Question time. What was King Saul doing when David and his friends found him? Abishai wanted to kill Saul, but what did David say? Why did David choose not to harm his enemy? David chose peace. Even when he had the chance to kill his enemy, he didn't hurt King Saul. Christians believe that God asks us to be peacemakers. The Bible says, "Make every effort to live at peace with everyone and to be holy." In other words, work at getting along with other people and with God. Is there anyone you need to make peace with? Do you need to say sorry to someone? Sometimes it's hard when someone hurts you not to hurt them back. Your challenge this week: choose peace. Let's make a choice not to cause hurt or harm others. Thank you for joining us today. See you next week when we'll be thinking about patience. Goodbye.